I'm Sheila Jasanoff. I'm professor of science and public policy at the Harvard Kennedy School, which is Harvard School of Government. And the field that I work in is called Science and Technology Studies. It's the broad theoretical exploration of the ways in which science and technology relate to the rest of society. So the International Panel on Social Progress was imagined as a large interdisciplinary study that in some sense asks how the social sciences are contributing to this very fuzzy but broad gauge thing that we all want to know about, social progress. And some of my colleagues in my field of science and technology studies, which I will refer to as STS from here on out, so how people in STS could advance our understanding of the kinds of topics that the IPSP would be dealing with across the board. So these colleagues, who are major figures in scientific research organization in Europe, approached me to be part of a team of STS scholars, and our job, as I understand it, is in part to look at all the huge variety of topics that the IPSP will be addressing and make sure that some dimensions of what we know about science and technology are incorporated into our understanding of those other chapters and topics as well. To me, the invitation was very appropriate and timely, and let me give you an analogy in a sense. The person, my colleague Johann Schott, who's the director of the Science Policy Research Center at the University of Sussex, said that IPSP was being modeled in a sense on the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports on climate change. So that intergovernmental panel has been operating for some years trying to pull together what the state of the art is in knowledge about climate change. So a number of years ago, other colleagues of mine said, well, the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, is pulling together knowledge on the natural science side of things. What about the social science knowledge that is also relevant to climate change? And I was approached at that time to say, well, here we are writing about expertise, we're writing about social expertise on society, but STS is the field that studies expertise in and of itself. So how does STS even frame these issues about knowledge? And I wrote, together with some colleagues, a very large introductory chapter for that collection. I see my role as partly doing what I've always been doing, promoting my field to be more relevant, more central to the ways in which we think about society and foundational questions like social progress, but at the same time also an interesting new challenge because it's trying to bring STS into conversation with other fields where it hasn't been in continuous conversation before. I'm very much hoping that STS's engagement with the IPSP project will help the field to define itself better in the whole territory of the social sciences, but also to have more impact in thinking about social progress. I sometimes think that social progress is almost a monopoly of STS because you cannot imagine progress without science and technology.